Hey guys, what's up? It's Grade. I have a little update for my endgame sniper build. I managed to squeeze out more DPS without getting any new gear, damage-wise, just shifting around passive 3 points. And then I slotted some extra Sapphire jewels I had lying around. So yeah, I guess you do need to pay for some Sapphire jewels, but if you have some lying around, you could swap out your Grand Spectrum jewels for Sapphire jewels to really push your minion DPS. It does come with a trade-off because you'll have less minions, and depending on what you're doing, you might want more minions. And I'll go into that, especially if you're fighting something like a Arbiter +4 to try to skip the mechanics as consistent as possible. So here is unbuffed. These guys are doing 107. It's pretty good. 107 per minion. So for mapping, that's more than enough, right? And by the way, this is also level 40 minions. You're gonna need level 40 minions. But if you're mapping, you also don't need 107k per minion. So buffed. Let's see if it displays in the first try. Cool, 281. Right, so 281k. How many minions do I have? 27? Let's call it 25 in case 2 of them get used for the paint offering. So 281 times 25. 7 million DPS. I've had it as high as 289, but I think that depends on where you're standing and how the damage gets snapshotted or something like that. So around 7 million DPS. Right? And then if I put on my boots for maximum damage, 36, right? So what did we say? 281 times 34 for the paint offering. So 9.5 million. You're doing 9.5 million. And that's a lot. With the Arbiter, I've done some testing. I fought him like 4 times. Every time I had 9 million DPS plus, I've skipped the mechanics. Every time I've done it with 7 million DPS, I'd never skipped the mechanics. So I have a little video I'll go into. I'll show you. The video is not very good because something weird happened. I messed up doing the 9 million DPS. I didn't get the right skills out, but I still skipped it. But then I did it again, but I didn't record it like a dumbass. And I skipped the mechanics with 10 million DPS. So now I just said 10 million DPS, right? So which is it, 9 or 10? So depending on what you do and how you set it up, you can actually have more DPS. So this is the trade-off I was talking about if you're using Grand Spectrum jewels. So if I slot in my Grand Spectrum jewels, the DPS is actually very similar. So, right, this goes to show like how the number of minions is important. So first unbuffed DPS, right, 94. So it's not 107. It's a little less. Buffed. We can't get it to display. Hang on, let's see. So last time we had around 7 million DPS, right? Without the boots of Ullr on. Come on. We'll get it. We'll get it. They really need to fix this stuff. But in time, I think this game is going to be impossible to put down. So 249. So let's do that math real quick. 249, we'll call it 30 minions. Times 30. So 7.4. That's even more. The other one was like 7 flat and some 7.0 something. So it's a little more. So that's the trade-off, right? You have more minions, less DPS overall per minion. But it depends on what you're doing and how you want to gear. So the Grand Spectrum jewels is obviously less. It's cheaper too. So I just want to keep that in mind. So why even use Sapphire jewels? I think it really depends on what you're trying to do. But this is the big difference. If I slot in Boots of Ullr, so I have up to 40 minions now. That's a lot. That is a lot of minions. That's a lot of minions doing 249 or whatever it was. Yeah, 249. I think it's around 10 million something. Oops. Wrong application. So 249 times, we had 43, so say 41. 10.2. 10.2 million DPS. So this is with the Boots of Ullr on. And if you've seen my other videos, I hate this movement speed. I really, really hate this movement speed. But if you can stomach it and you like using it, you can run around with this many minions. Me personally, I only use this for fighting the Arbiter to skip mechanics. And I wish I had the video, the good video, because in the good video, if you do your setup right, which is Pain Offering, right? Give yourself some mana.
I need more time.
Put down a curse, and then hit him with the Eye of Winter. The damage really ramps a lot quicker. So now I have vulnerability curse on this because I noticed in the videos, or when I was fighting the Arbiter or other high health pool bosses, because the armor break doesn't happen immediately with the dog has to kind of build up that armor break. Your initial DPS is a lot slower. So to counter that, I have no flasks. To counter that, after I do my Pain Offering, I slap a vulnerability curse down. And then before that curse expires, the armor will be fully broken from the dog. And then I don't have to worry about it. So that way you just have consistent damage throughout the fight and try to skip the mechanics as best as possible. So that's as like specifically like an Arbiter of Ash. How do I want to call it? Strat. I'll probably maybe I should make a separate video for Arbiter of Ash, but in this one I'll have it showcased both. And maybe I'll get a better video because I wasn't recording. I did change my chest piece. I got away from this chest piece because some of the changes I made in the passive skill tree to get more damage just from moving some passive skill tree points around. I'm not using the Fireflower amulet just because for mapping, level 39 is fine. And I want the extra minion levels for my Pain Offering. But yeah, let's go into the passive tree real quick. I changed a few things. Actually, let's look at the old passive tree. So this is the old passive tree. I changed these energy shield nodes. These ones and the ones down here. And I moved them into this minion wheel and this crit set over here. And that gave me like an extra 50k DPS depending on which gem setup you use. It'll give you up to an 80k DPS boost if you slot Sapphire jewels instead of Grand Spectrum jewels. So if you look at it right now, this is what I have. I have this minion wheel instead of that energy shield. And then to compensate for the drop in energy shield, I switched out chest pieces. I had to switch out for this chest piece and get these gloves to maintain the same resistance level. I have a build. I'll have an updated build guide. This chest piece wasn't that expensive. I think it was, I mean, it wasn't cheap. It wasn't like one divine, but it wasn't over 10. I think I paid 8 for it. Another thing too. So these wheels right here, like this minion crit setup build or minion crit area and this attack speed damage wheel. It seems like it's a lot of points because it's 5 points. For 5 points, you can get another jewel socket. But these 5 points, it's literally 2 jewels worth of minion damage, 30%. 1 jewel maxes out at 15%. Right? And then you get the attack speed 3%. So the only thing a jewel offers is energy shield. And then this crit wheel right here is 40% increased crit, whereas a jewel offers 20% crit chance max. So this is another, imagine like having 2 more Sapphire jewels worth of crit. Crit damage bonus is only 30. These guys go up to 25, but you know, the chance is pretty high, and you get extra damage bonus with another 10% increased damage just from this little claw section. So in my opinion, I'd rather go for these than extra jewels. You could use like an adorned or something. I saw a guy's build using an adorned, like 100% adorned, but that's another like, dude, how much are you gonna pay, right? I don't know where people get like 400 divines worth of currency for adorned jewels and corrupted blue jewels, but I think this is comparable damage, like pretty much the same damage as someone with an adorned. Could be wrong, but from what I've seen from other people's videos, they're pushing 250k buffed, and this is 250k without an adorned, without blue sapphire corrupted jewels. So I think this is the way to go, at least for now anyway. And yeah, the other update is I slammed 5 divines to get my plus 11 spirit to plus 12, so that helped out. I don't know how much plus 12s go for versus plus 11s, but if the difference is like, you know, if it's like a 20 divine difference, you're better off just slamming it. You're better off just slamming it to get the plus 12, 20 tries. So yeah, I'll play some of the boss videos and check it out. Yeah, I think I want to go for 9 million plus DPS, but let's play it. Yeah, if you look at the health bar, it's almost like I trigger the mechanics on the right for some reason. I mean, you definitely have enough damage to kill this guy with 7 million DPS easy. The thing is, right there, I saw the wrong circle, because if he throws it up top and then the next orb is in the bottom, you don't have like a good view. It's some bullshit. But he's super easy to kill with this much DPS. You just have to not get hit by those mechanics. And I think the best way to do it is if you have 9 million plus DPS, you're more likely to skip the mechanics. As far as having enough DPS just to kill him, 6 is enough.
The eve of the end. The demon of Anzoatel has finally come for me. I can't give up. I must save my people. No, I will succeed.
Take the power that we deserve!
So do I take yours first?
Easy!